Hello everybody, this is Sonya. I'm in Australia and I have been collecting up bits and pieces this morning to do something with, right? So yesterday or last night I was sitting out there watching a bit of telly. This is all I achieved. I made that. I made that little bit of a business with me. Few bits and pieces that I had out there that I found, so I just thought I'd show you that one. Now, so this morning I'm going to make a few kind of sort of trimmy bits. When I say trim bits, they can go down the side or they can be used as belly bands or whatever you want to put in your journals. This piece here is just the thing. It actually is very pale, so I don't know how much I'm going to need to make it seen. So this is going to go in my journal when I get my vintage journal. So it has to be about 7 inches, because I think that's what size the journal is, if I remember correctly. I'll just get that out of there and we'll see. Bits, yeah, 7, okay, right. So I'll just cut it out to 8, eh? Just see what happens then. We see what I've got. Stuff everywhere, I know, but if I put it there, I can see it, and I'm happy with that. I've got these bits here, the ones I did the other day. So far, these are for my vintage style journal. Well, vintage to me, if I can say that, yeah, because I'm a bit, and of course that one will be in there as well, because I do love those sort of styles. And I have this one here too. Wait a minute, that one there. I've got a few in a little pot here. I don't know why I put them in there, but these ones are too big. I'm not going to use those in that. They could get into my Etsy, I don't know yet. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I've got those two ready to go. And these, so I've got all this stuff here now ready to put in my journal. And I'm really pleased about that, because that way I've got a good start. Now I'll put this down in the... Oops, I nearly dropped it. I'll put it down in the box there with the pieces in it I'm going to be using. Now, this here is... We'll be able to see it any minute now. You can still... vaguely see it, I suppose. Not very blue, is it? It doesn't really matter, I don't think. Do you reckon? Do you reckon if it doesn't matter if it's not really blue? I don't know. Hang on a minute. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Keep on hitting the camera. Come here. Oh, this is a bit better. Oh, look at that. I've got to use this. Yeah, it's already wrinkled. It's already wrinkled and it's going to look awesome. Wow. I always find bits I think, oh dear, I'll have to use these. I got some of that. Oh my God, look at it. Sorry about it. Oh crikey, it looks really so nice, doesn't it? All of it. I can use the tulle on something. I've got the most amazing amount of stuff surrounding me, as you can imagine. Because I'm always playing around in it, aren't I? Oh, look at this. Wow. If I cut that round there, I can use that. Let's try this thing first. We're going to make this thing first. So we're going to do put a couple of flowers in or something. Just one flower will do. So I cut that at 7 inches, which is this is too short, is it? Yep, it's right. It's just right. I suppose I could take it that way. There's marks. Is there marks on that? Yeah, look at that. Oh, wow. So let's just use a nice clean piece, please. I didn't know that was there. Make sure we don't use that then. I'll use that bit. And I can cut this down here. I can see that I can study that later and see if I can cut out the bits that are not good. I'll keep the bit of tulle on the table that I cut off. Won't I? Where did I put it? It's probably on the floor. Anyway, oh no, here it is. There it is. We're going to put that on a few other bits. Now, if I take it that way, it's not going to do that. Yes, it will. It'll look alright. I'm going to fold it over. Maybe, and that'll stop it from stretching too far. just the thing this sort of stuff is to buy, isn't it? Just the sort of thing you need to do it with. I'll turn it over. Maybe not. Doesn't want to be. So let's do this. I'm going to end up here with confetti, but if I cut that, hairs in my mouth, if I cut that, again, I can use it for a flower anyway. Try and make at least one bit straight, Sonya, that's the way. Yeah, so we're in Australia, and the place is overcast again and not very nice outside. It's a bit cool. Jeremy's been out there working away all morning. He's been busy. Right, so that's not substantial enough, that isn't. There's a reason I kept that out, isn't there? This is going to be a roll-up, isn't it, really? If it'll work. Probably not. It's not quite what I'm looking for. It's a shame, though. It's quite pretty. I suppose nobody said I couldn't use it, but while I'm working on that idea, I'll get to show you this one now. I've got some of this, right? I've got it is wool knitting with. And I need a 7-inch piece of this. Sound like Mama went straight past, and that's okay, we don't mind if he does. So that's that bit, right? That's pretty easy done, isn't it? That's a mouthful of water. I'm having a terrible time with my hair. I brushed it, but I didn't tie it back. Now, what do I do with the two ends? I don't know, but I have this beautiful flower here, and he's going there, and then he can have, what sort of shape that is, a pearly thing in the middle. What do you reckon? Pearly thing? Yes. Two ends. I've really got nothing for ends. I've got these, but they're not matching. They're not exactly the same, are they? What else is in here? That's not going to work. I'm just going to use those two bits as a place for a button, maybe. What do you think about that? We put a button on it. But we don't want a big one. We just want a small button. It doesn't have to be exactly in the middle, does it, this thing? I think it's too big, do you? We could put that on there. Where's another one of those? I like that one, though. Is there another of them? Here's one. I've been through, as you can tell, through all the bits and pieces I got here in the room, and I picked out what I thought I could use for this morning. Definitely needs something else. It's not very bright shiny, is it? I like that. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to sew the bead in there, the pearl. I'm going to sew the pearl in there, right. Bead needle. Good. He's got some thread in him too, that's good. That's what we like to see. Bit of thread on the bead needle. So you don't have to worry about it. Put that over there. I'll come up here and I will gather that across there, or stick it on a piece of fabric. What about you put on a bit of calico or something, just for that little corner bit. Do that. Just need a small piece of calico, please. I'll just cut this bit off here. I'm just cutting this piece off this stamp bit I got here that I don't want to use. I was going to throw it in the bin. It's a good thing I didn't, did I? Because I'm going to put this on here, so it'll... Actually, this won't stick, will it? Not as good as or as quick as I'd like it to. I'd rather use this one today. Nobody panic, we will get the glue out of the top of this. Makes its own plug really if you forget to put something in, and I always do. Come on, we can get this out of here. We have the strength, we've got it. Goodness me, come on. I promise you I'm trying hard. Trying really hard to get it out. Good glue, isn't it? I'm going to cut this a bit straighter because I don't want it to look daggy. I just wanted it to make it so it'd hold this together, and then you can put it on the page. Well, once I glue that on there, I suppose I can cut around it. Oh no, just cut around it now and then glue it on there, Sonya. You need some sort of something to stick it in so it's not going to wander off somewhere. Come on. Now, whether it be a belly band or whatever, I don't know if I had any questions. Sometimes I forget, I write them down and then I leave the paper out there because I forget all about it. By the time when I write them down, it's probably sometime in the night when I'm watching let's see what people have wrote and gone back and watched me channel to see what's going on. You know, like, righto, that's good. That worked. That did that. That's what we wanted, right? You can't really see it that much, can you? Okay. I suppose what I'm doing really is making embellishments for my, so that's on the back, making embellishments for my journal. I'm going to put that there, right? But then we'll do the other end first. I have to make sure it's exactly first, though, don't we? I need that to spread out a tiny bit. I'll put the pearl on here. I'll put the pearl on here. I'll have to, because there's a hole in the middle of this, to come up the side bit. Go through here. Now this flower is a bit of a silk flower that's been pulled apart. This apricot bit. And I have a whole heap of these and I can't find them. Isn't that dreadful? I've got so many things in here in bags and boxes and I've lost me good flowers. I've lost them. There's somewhere out there. They're out there somewhere. I've got some in a jar, but they were too big. I had a lot of real small ones that I actually coloured myself and I was trying to find them, but the day was just going past me flat out, so I didn't have the time to do that. Because when I was thinking about doing this last night, I thought I knew where everything was, you know, how that is. This is going to go in the middle because I can stick the flower on there then, can't I? So we can put that under there and put some glue on that one and fasten him down. Well, he can be a good belly band, I suppose, this bit. Puff, 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 come on. Oh, so sorry, everybody. This is just... Oh. And I made it too wide, too. I don't need it this big, do I? Just need enough to catch that. Make sure you stick them all on the same side, won't you? So these are... This is centre, I hope. Give me my book. I have to get my book out, I think. Maybe I should have did this in a different cover because maybe this is going to be too full of goodies. Right, I've made it way too big, haven't I? Right. I suppose I can move this about a bit, won't matter. Moved it down. So it's going to be nearly centre, Sonya. And it doesn't matter if it is or it is not. It's not going to make a difference. Now, that's how long it's supposed to be, right? I keep my cover covered over. Now I've got everything going here at one time, haven't I? That's happened with me. Doesn't matter if they don't all go on there. If it doesn't all stick, it'll be fine. You have two ones at the side, that's okay. All pieces of string. because, you know, people might like it to be a bit straggy, but this has given it a bit of stability, I think, without putting something right up the back of it. It's a bit stable, a bit more stable. I can't talk today, forgive me, I'm so sorry. I'm just blabbering here. I was sound asleep this morning. This big crash woke me up. Jeremy, I noticed then that Jeremy wasn't in bed, and I called out, I said, "Are you okay?" He said, "I'm trying to be quiet." Well, that was at 7 o'clock this morning, so I've been... It didn't work for him, the poor thing. He was trying to be quiet. Never mind. There's a bit of extra off there. You don't want that fluff on it. You can see what I'm doing here, can't you? Yes, very good. You can also see all the mess I've got around me as well, can't you? If I stay on here, I'm safe, aren't I? Look, I'm safe if I'm here. There you go, look, that's pretty cool, isn't it? I like this. I do like the idea of this thing. Now I'm going to sew this. I suppose I could glue it, but I might as well sew it since I've got it all started up. Wait a minute, it's all coming unstuck now. Okay, that's alright. Probably should have put a bit more glue on. I should get some glue on it as well. What do you reckon? Wouldn't hurt. Come on. I'm going to have to I need a cup or something to put in, don't I? So I need something so it won't go everywhere. The only thing I've got is this very large thing. I'm going to put a pin up at the inside of it to stop it from leaking out. It'll stop me from having to keep on pushing the damn thing. Sorry for something. Dear, I'm terrible today saying words. I shouldn't be saying words like that. Anyway, so it's upside down in there now. Actually, this is going to be my cat water bowl. I decided it's too big to have any glue and crap stuck to it. It's too big to have for anybody to have anything out of, isn't it? I bought it at I was going to make a pin cushion actually out of that, but haven't got to that bit yet, so I might have to stay like it is. I might just end this off now since I've got glue stuck to it. It's all sticking down. Okay, got no idea how long I've been on here for. It doesn't matter. I probably will be able to figure it out somehow. I'll guess it. I'll just have to guess it, won't I? Right, now, maybe that would have looked better with had little fray tails on it, but that's just going to be what it's going to be like today anyway. Do I put buttons on? I don't know. I'm going to put it in the book. Let's put it in the book. That'll be helpful. And then we might be able to see what we can do with it then, eh? It can go there, I think, and probably needs the buttons, doesn't it, on it? Probably needs some buttons on it. Yes, it does. Righto, we'll get some buttons on, and then we'll be right. We can just get on with the next thing, okay? I don't have to worry about sticking it in, since we know it's going to go there. Okay, so we'll have a needle and thread, and there's not much on this. Might be enough to sew the buttons on. Well, this one here might be better if the button will go through the hole. Yep, it does. Very good. Yeah, I'm going to put the button on there like that. Put this in here like this. Bring it up through the back. Don't pull all the way through. Just bring it up through your cotton. And then we'll tie a knot, eh? There we go. It's got that. Need one. These come off that little shirt I bought that time and pulled apart. Nice little buttons on. I think that flower might be lacking something. What do you reckon? I've got a bit of gold stuff there I might put on it. What do you think about that? Alright, sorry about the noise of grunting and carrying on. It does happen as we get older, we make all these strange noises, don't we? Sometimes you sit there and just something, it just happens, doesn't it? Oh dear, hope everybody's new to my channel doesn't get scared of me. I don't think I'm that silly, but anyway, I do like to enjoy myself. So, yeah. Easily amused, I suppose. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. I like that. I'm going to put a bit of gold stuff on there. Oh, I bought myself this gold stuff and I hardly ever use it. I suppose it'd be alright for gilding, some sort of gilding stuff. Hey, and I can't figure out how to get it off now. There's a trick to this. There's your little thing there. But I don't need that because I'm just going to take the top off, if I can. Doesn't look like I'm having a bit of this, does it? Maybe it's on the wrong way. Sometimes they do that, don't they? Oh, if you Jeremy, take this off here. What have I done? I mustn't have stuck it back on properly. Does it lift? Okay, we'll put some of this on instead. We'll have this. It'll take a while to dry, but we'll have a bit of this, eh? But that might not show up enough. What about the white one? Hey, I'll put a bit of the white one on it. You got to add a bit of something, don't you, sometimes? Well, that's delicious. Look at that. The gold one might not have showed up as good. What do you reckon? Doesn't that look pretty? I'm here, I'm just very quiet, aren't I? Isn't that cool? Does it look good, doesn't it? Yeah. I'll put it over there to dry, and then I can put it in the book. So he's got this little gold fleck through this woolly stuff too. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice, I should say. I'm a bit tired today. I woke up and I thought I'm going back to bed about 5 o'clock and I have to drink out of the neck of the bottle. I'm sorry, it's only a small one though, so it's okay, it's water. And I thought, I'm going back to sleep. I'm going to have a sleep in. Well, that didn't happen because hubby was getting up, wasn't he? He got up. He did. He's done a whole heap in the garden today. He's been very busy, so I'm going to have to try and cut this off here so I can get it out. I want to get one of these flowers off here. I do. I want to get the petals, I should say, off this orange one. I'm going to put it on the blue, I think. I thought it'd just show up really good. The vintage colours, aren't they? I mean, these sort of things were about then, the flowers with all these really pretty colours on them. They had in vintage times. It doesn't all have to be dark and or light or whatever, I don't think. I'm getting there, I'm pulling it apart. It's going to have a bit of glue on it, but I'll get it off. Because you could get your heat gun out and hot it and get it off, but I don't fancy doing that. I don't even know where it is. It's that long since I used it. It's in here somewhere. Oh, it's in the tool thing behind me. Of course I know where it is. Have I got any of this? I've got a bit piece. I've got one bit. I've got one bit. Nobody panic. I've got a piece. Look at that. There's another bit. Oh, that's not too bad. It's not too bad. I don't know if I'm a big fan though, because it's... Oh, that looks good. Right. Definitely want that on there, don't you reckon? That's pretty cool. I like that. If I can only get another piece off here, I suppose you can. Try real hard, Sonya. One of the ladies asked me if I was going to do any Christmas thing, a Christmas thing, make anything for Christmas, you know. I suppose she means an ornament or something Christmassy. I don't know if it will, I don't know, I can't say for sure. I have done it in the past and I don't know if I want to repeat any of the things that I've done, but I have a lot of... I've got stacks of stuff up the street, isn't there, for Christmas, but you can only buy so much. You don't need to buy it every year, but sometimes I do. It just depends. But this year I've made hubby keep it all stored inside here, so because over the time we've had different critters get into the shed and I've had to throw everything out. But we do have, sometimes that happens. I suppose everybody does, I guess, but last year I wouldn't let him put them outside. They're all in my spare room, which are going to be cleaned out for me daughter to sleep. But it all goes into my room while they're here, and then we'll just put it back in there. Things that go out to the shed don't seem to come back to us. Trying to find something nice to make a cat bed out of. A high one, you know, that you can sit up on. I had a piano stool. We thought about taking the lid off that and putting his bed in that, you know, but I got rid of the piano stool. I said to Jeremy, I don't think we've got that anymore, so you can't have that. But that's the sort of idea, you know, that I wanted. He's on legs. It'd be just the thing, wouldn't it, for him? And then he can put it at the bottom of our bed or something, because he likes to sleep in there, but occasionally he lays on the floor. Sometimes he gets in the bed. It just depends, but I thought he'd have his own bed. It'd be nice for him. He has that. He's got a lot of beds. I've given him beds all the time. He gets sick of them after a while and he wants to continue sleeping in them. He doesn't continue to sleep in them. Isn't that cool? I like that. Now, I thought I was going to put that on the blue, but I'm not too sure about the blue. I mean that bit. I don't mean the colour, because I don't know if this is not actually blue, is it? It's very fluffy. Don't know if I want that one. I need to... There was a baggie with a bit of... that had the tulle and that out, that had a bit of blue stuff in it. I'm going to put it where? Here. No, that's not it. Let me see. I have a bit of this ribbon stuff, but I've glued that before and I've made it come back a funny colour. It went a funny colour, it went yellow, so I couldn't use that. Oh, here we are. This could be lace off my wedding dress. I think that bit is. I think this piece is. It's not been cut up, it's been left over because my mother made it for me. Yes, that's what it looks like to me. That's what it could be. It cost $20 for my wedding dress. It was, well, 34, nearly 34 years ago, and she just bought the fabric, and my wife just bought the fabric and she made it for me, and it was blue, this colour blue. Yeah, so if I'm going to put that on there, I think I should make a pocket out of it, don't you? It's a bit high. What do you reckon? Is it too high up? Here's another one. I love the colour of that. That is a really nice colour. I can use it as a pocket. Put something behind it, piece of paper, behind a piece of cardstock, or something like that, so it won't Must be one of the pages I left over from. That's not the right colour, is it? This is green. No, Sonia, that's not right either. Okay. Right. Well, let's do something different. I've had this. It's a woolly bit, isn't it? It's a nice woolly bit. I like this. I don't know what I'll do with it. No, it's too fluffy, isn't it? It's too fluffy today. Let me see. What was I thinking? The string. I like string. I like a bit of string. This is not string, it's wool. But I thought it looked good like string. It could be string. And we'll get three thicknesses of that, I think. Right. And then we can do... I would plait it on here. I don't have really the time for doing that. I'm going to put some tulle on this. I really wanted to put some tulle on something. Well, there's the thing out of me glue pot. I want to put some tulle on here as a nest of something. It's too light, isn't it? You can't see it. I suppose you can. It's just not quite right. I could use this and try this and see what it's like. This looks like, I suppose. And a pearl. What do you reckon? Where's the bead needle here? Hasn't got enough of... Oh yes, got a bit of thread on it. I'm going to try this and see if it'll work. It's a bit minimal compared to the one I just done, isn't it? And that's alright. Just making sort of a scrappy looking thing. I'm going to go through here and I'm going to catch all that, I hope. Then I'm going to tie a knot. And I'm going to cut that off because I don't want a big knot. I'm just going to tie one here. Sort of, I hope. I don't know. Using too much thread now. I don't have enough to do anything else with it. Now, when you cut that off, Sonia, just take the piece off there. Don't cut where you're going to sew the pearl on. I've got the pearl somewhere. I had some pearls. I had all these nice bitty hanging down bits too left over from what I was doing last night. I suppose I could put those on there. Do I? Oh, I just want a pearl on it. Where are you? Come here. Well, this could go down the side of your page. It can go anywhere you like. I might even leave the... Now I've got a knot in here. I was thinking about leaving the ends now. I won't worry about doing what I did to the other one. Come on. I think the lace is a little bit more prominent, isn't it? So it's going to look a bit better than the tulle would. Come on. More hurry, less speed. I need to make this into a knot. I need to undo that so it's not all bunched up there. Come on. And end that off. Right, done that. I'm going to have to get a bit more thread on this. It's not enough to do anything substantial with. I don't know if you can see that, but that's what I just did. You see it? Okay. There we go. It's one of those. It's one of them things, see? Yeah. Yeah, you need a little bit of few scraps, don't you, to do something? Like, I mean, that's what I didn't have a lot out there last night. Sometimes I put things in a drawer next to where I'm sitting, and I had a packet of stuff in there with bits and pieces, and I thought, oh, just put this together while I'm sitting here. As I sometimes watch some things on YouTube the night before I go to bed. Sometimes I go and have a look at some stuff on Facebook, because people put up a lot of, they share bits and pieces that they find, so I just sometimes go and have a look at things and see what's on there. Mostly it's to do with the floods and that, though. It's not very good. I'm trying to get this through here without having to undo it again, but it's not going to happen because I'm stripping it undone. I reckon me piece of thread. And that's not going to work because it's caught either side of the needle. Brilliant, Sonya. Take it off there. So Wednesday, which is in 2 days' time, I'm supposed to be going to... Me and Jeremy are supposed to be fixing this room up, so I hope that we can get to do that. Because then the spring cleaning is going to start, so I'm hoping this weather is going to get a bit better. It's still only going to be 17 degrees here today. And this time of year, we've got the air conditioners going, and you can go for a swim in the pool out the street if you can get yourself there, which I want to do that as soon as it gets warm enough. I've got to figure out what time I can go, though, because I've got things. I think it's going to be open all before it used to close for a couple of hours in the morning, which was so silly, from 8 to 10, which was a good time to go because it wasn't too hot then. And I don't know why they did that, but they started leaving it open now, so that's good. Unless they've changed it again. This is not a tutorial on how not to thread the needle. It's probably... I'm sorry about this, but I need to get this needle thread, or otherwise we can't continue on, can we? And it's not helping these fingernails, are not helping one bit. Oh, dear. If I try to put it through with the needle threader, which probably somebody's already yelled that at me, I'm sorry, but it'll break it. Excuse me. I could try, but I've broken it. It pulls the whole thing out because it's too thick to go through here. Geez, I had that other piece threaded through, didn't I? It probably only took me seconds because you weren't watching me. It's like trying to get through the door of can assist. I can go perfectly fine until somebody starts to help me. Then I've had it. Oh, come on. Stuck to me finger. Oh, dear. Real life crafting, I should write it on my... Because if you weren't here, maybe it wouldn't be so hard to do this. Why isn't that... Oh, it's not clipping together because I've got all this glue on it. Oh, my goodness me. This is me good... These are me good things. I must soak that in something and try and clean that. Anyway, I won't be able to get the... What's the name off the... Now, let me see. How long has this got to be? I'm going to have to stop... leaning down into that box. We need to put it through here on something, righto. Rightio. So we'll have a couple more pieces. What do you reckon? 2 more bits. 2 more bits. Yep. 2 more bits. Okay, got it. Don't be panicked. We got it. We got it. We got it. It's here. Look, 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 look. We got it. Righto. There. About there. Let's give it a scroof. Scrunch it up a bit. So I suppose you better get the Christmas presents bought too, because otherwise that's going to be painful. At least one of my daughters has come up with the. I said, send me pictures of things you want so I can go and buy them for you, and that way, I can pick out a few things. And that way, it's because they can just send me pictures on Facebook and say, look, I'd like that, and I can just go and grab a couple of things like they want, or all of them, just depends how much they cost. Because it doesn't worry too much of the older now, and it's really hard to work out what they want, so it's best if they can tell me. Anyway, they usually do. The best Christmas thing, I think, we've had lots of Christmases were good, but the time we all went up to Big W and we all together and we all bought things for one another that one another wanted, it was really cool. I think we could do that again. The family don't get on that well to do that again. It's just a shame, the girls, my daughters. But then when I think about it, my sister didn't like me either, so it's just how it is. They're two completely different people, but that's the way people are. We're not all the same at all, are we? So it's all right and fine. Now a bit here. Good if I give myself a bit of it, won't it, at first? Be able to put it on. Needed to be a bit straggy, but that went too far. It just went too far. I tend to do that sometimes, don't I, from time to time. Now, I don't know if I'm going to squeeze that over there like that, and there like that. And I didn't hide the knot. I might have to do that in a minute. I've got them on the same side. I suppose it turns, doesn't it? Oh, well, that'll be good. It'll twist about. That's okay. We can deal with that. Make sure you cut the right thing off, Sonya. Righto. Read. Very simple to do. Very simple thing. Very easy. Eh? And it looks pretty. Well, we've got a bit of string there. We've got to catch this bit now. Make sure he's in the plan. And we've got him. Like it. I do like how that looks. Okay. I think I might have to go now. I think I've been taking up enough time today. I'm going to sit this in this book. I didn't put it back down there because I said something about keep leaning up and down, didn't I? I never put it back there. I hope the other one's still sitting in here somewhere that I made. I do. I hope it's still sitting in here. Bless me soul. What have I done with that? Anybody see it? I'll be in here somewhere. I've got these other little embellishments that I want to put in. Well, what did I do with the piece that I made? The flower on it. Where did I put that? I'm scratching my head, but you would, wouldn't you? How did I lose that? I know, you know how I did it. It's really easy. Oh, there it is. I was putting it over there to dry, remember? Now I can see it. Now we can see it. So, this here can go along a page, and I'd put it on the edge here, I think, and maybe just glue in a few places. Cut that off, leave it fluffy, and this one here too. Just leave it like it is, and just put some glue in those spots. And then this one, I can do something like that with it when it's dry. It could be dry, it is. Oh, it is. Goodness me, it is too. Okay. So I think these look really cool. It's different to what I usually make, isn't it? I hope you don't mind it. I hope you like them. That's going to be a belly band. This is a flip thing. And, yeah, so this is what we're doing in the journal. Now, that's the page to put it on, isn't it? Look at that. Doesn't that look beautiful? That's the page to put it on. Okay, so there's a few other ideas that I'm going to come up with too, I think, or come up with, or try to work on. Okay, so thank you everybody for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye. Please leave a thumbs up.